Oh, Sergio Aragones, you hilarious bastard. Oh, what is this? Man, they've adapted nearly every cartoon from the 80s into a movie. He-Man, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, and this. The only thing that they haven't adapted is Thundercats. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm Erod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster, and welcome to another edition of the Casting Couch. Today we're casting that fantastically furious feline force known as the Thundercats. Premiering in 1984, the Thundercats followed the adventures of a team of alien hybrid cat people who were marooned on an alien planet called Third Earth. After their own planet, Thundera, was destroyed during a war with the mutants of Plundar. Now the cats must fight to survive on this harsh new world, keep the all-powerful Eye of Thundera out of the wrong hands, and defeat the evil demonic master of Third Earth, Mum-Ra. Now, as usual, I would prefer the cats to be portrayed by actors wearing practical makeup. No CG, please. Except for Snarf. I can understand if he was CG. Now, before I get a million emails, no, I am not casting Snarf. He's basically their pet. And before I get a million more emails, if you want to know whether I prefer the 80s version of Snarf or the 2011 version, I'm gonna go with the new version, cause he doesn't talk! So a CG Snarf with all of his animal noises provided by Frank Welker would be the Snarf for me. There, is everybody happy now? Good. Now let's get things going with Moon-Ra's comical henchman. Slythe. He is your stereotypical incompetent henchman, and while they did upgrade him in the new cartoon, he's still just as ineffective. Being a character that's pretty much a one-note joke leaves plenty of room for the actor who plays him to expand him however he wants. So, my personal choice to play Slythe would be Oliver Platt. He is one of my favorite comedic actors. His timing is excellent.
Could mean a surprise visit from a former friend or sweetheart. Or, if you're going on a long sea voyage, could I come? I've never been on a boat.
And he never minds going the extra mile to get a laugh.
Oh! Yeah! I guess I deserve that.
Oh, I just had to kick you in the diddly again.
Alright, let's move on to the mentor and personal force ghost of the Thundercats. Jaga. He is the surrogate father of the team, who in both versions sacrificed himself for the cats. But it's okay, kids, he still appears to them from time to time, Obi-Wan style, to dispense words of wisdom along with the occasional convenient plot point. So what we need here is an actor who can speak epically and looks really good in flowing robes, and I just happen to know a guy that's really good at both. Roy Dotrice. Better known for playing father in the Beauty and the Beast TV series, Roy puts so much strength and warmth into his performances that you can't help but accept his advice.
You know, you have the soul of a doctor. When I studied medicine, they wouldn't admit minorities. Wonder what they would have done with you. Let's not even think about it.
Oh, and here's an interesting fact. Beauty and the Beast wasn't the only project that he worked on that featured Ron Perlman wearing heavy makeup as the title character. That's right, Roy played the Elf King in Hellboy 2. So he can speak epically, he looks good in flowing robes, and he has plenty of experience acting in heavy makeup. I don't know about you, but I'm sold.
The boy is not ready yet. He cannot win this alone.
Alright, it's time to move on to the Thundercats' main antagonist, and one of the greatest villains to come out of the 1980s. Mum-Ra. He is an ancient mummified sorcerer who can transform himself into an all-powerful demon, who, according to the Thundercats comics, is responsible for destroying all of humanity. That's right, Third Earth is actually our Earth, but in the far future. And who do I choose to play such a prominent villain?
Christopher Lee.
The man has made a career from playing awesome villains. Not to mention, he has played the most badass Dracula to date. Plus, he has one of the most awesome voices ever.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
Now, why want Christopher Lee to play the mummified sorcerer Mum-Ra? When he turns into the demon Mum-Ra, I think it would be better if he was played by somebody that was more physically imposing, like Robert Mallet. But don't get me wrong, even then I still want him to be voiced by Lee.
I gave you the chance of aiding me willingly, but you have elected the way of pain!
Alright, this is it, as I'm about to cast the last survivors of Thundera, the defenders of Third Earth, the fearsome feline foes of felony. Feel the magic, hear the roar, Thundercats are loose! Now let's begin with the two Thundercats in training.
Wily Cat and Wily Kit.
I have to admit, I was not a big fan of these two in the original cartoon. They were just annoying, superfluous surrogate characters that were only there so the children watching the show would have something to relate to. I feel that these two were among the aspects of the show that they greatly improved upon in the new series, where they are a couple of tough street kids who can take care of themselves. They are con men and pickpockets, and they are in no way helpless. So to play them, I choose
Chloe Grace Moretz and Jaden Smith.
Now, Chloe needs no further justification, as she has proved herself not just as the ultra badass hit girl in Kick-Ass, but in every subsequent role she's had in the last few years. Jaden, on the other hand, I was very skeptical about when I heard that he was casted in the lead role in the Karate Kid remake. It just felt like he got the part simply because he was the son of a famous actor. But I have to give credit where credit is due. Jaden did a great job, and I really want to see him in more movies. Both of these kids are charismatic, and they can handle action really, really well. But their greatest skill, and the reason I choose them above others, is that they can actually act natural, like real children. Not like wacky, weird, adult-like Hollywood children, you know, like a certain somebody. Alright, let's cast the engineer of the team and my favorite character.
Panthro.
While he is the oldest member of the team, he has the fortitude to step aside and let the youngsters lead. He is a soldier, a badass warrior, and the resident gadget man. And don't give him any lip, cause he will go Bruce Lee on you with those wicked claw-handled nunchucks. And to play him, I choose
Ving Rhames.
Do I need to say anything else? Whether he's fighting zombies or effeminately jumping into Adam Sandler's arms, Ving is badass.
Fuck y'all.
Alright, let's move on to the lovable scallywag of the litter.
Tigra.
He is a trickster, a smooth operator who always has an ace under his sleeve and an escape route planned out. And to play him, I can think of nobody better than
Bradley Cooper.
While Bradley has demonstrated amazing range in the past few years, he still has a knack for playing smooth con men with his roles in movies like Limitless and, of course, Face in the A-Team.
Ooh la la.
Alright, let's move on to that curvaceous, bodacious super babe who is beloved by fanboys and furries alike.
Chitara.
She is mysterious, elusive, and agile. She does everything the boys can do, and for the most part, she does it better, and she rarely needs to be rescued. Now, this is one casting choice that you guys have mentioned a bunch of times, and I have to agree. So my choice and yours to play Chitara is
Charlize Theron.
She is one of the best and most condecorated actors alive today. While most women try to be sexy, Charlize just is. This is something that just comes natural to her. She just has that poise, that confidence, that beauty. She doesn't have to flaunt herself ridiculously to get a guy's attention. So I have to agree with you guys. She is the perfect actor to bring Chitara to life.
Nice work.
Alright, this is it, as I'm about to cast the Lord of the Thundercats, one of the most acclaimed heroes to come out of the 1980s.
Lion-O.
Now, while considering who I would cast as Lion-O, I would automatically want to think of somebody like Brad Pitt or Viggo Mortensen. But here's the thing, the one aspect about Lion-O that sets him apart from other virtuous icons of the era, like He-Man, Duke, or Optimus Prime, is that Lion-O is a hero in training. You see, in the original show, his cryogenic capsule malfunctioned, so even though his body aged, he still has the mind and the maturity of a young kitten. This is yet another aspect that I feel they handled a lot better in the new show, where they just kept Lion-O as a teenager. He is a pampered prince who suddenly has this huge responsibility dropped on his lap. He is the Lord of the Thundercats, simply because he's the only one worthy of wielding the Sword of Omens.
Sword of Omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
But he still has a lot to learn, he still has a lot of mistakes to make, and he has to earn his teammates' trust and their confidence if he truly wants to earn his leadership.
What is wrong with you?
Me? I gave an order. You ignored it.
And for this reason, I'm going with a younger actor to play Lion-O, as I feel that conveying this aspect of Lion-O's personality visually is far more important than maintaining the same superficial aesthetic from the original show. So to play the 2011 version of Lion-O, I choose
Bradley James.
Better known for playing Arthur Pendragon in the BBC's Merlin, Bradley conveys all the things that should make up Lion-O. He is a pompous royal ass clown who feels sure of himself and entitled.
We're in jail for that. Well, who do you think you are, the king? No, I'm his son, Arthur.
But in his heart, he is a hero, willing to stand and do the right thing no matter what the cost. And while he might conquer every foe in the end, ultimately, his own pride is his worst enemy. And that, my friends, is the Lion-O that I would want to see in a Thundercats movie. So those were my choices for the casting of the Thundercats. Now, if you're still attached to having a grown-up Lion-O in the movie, feel free to submit your choices for who you think should play the grown-up Lion-O, and I will list the best 3 in my next casting couch. Next week is back to basics. Until then, I'm Erod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. Join the Legion, suckers!